The Chicago Bears will travel up to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. So I'm going to give you guys 3 keys on how they can upset the Packers on Sunday. Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit the big red subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, guys, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. It is vital you do that, people. All right, let's get into it. Okay, guys, I already dropped my preview video. You guys can go check that out, in which I kind of detailed the entire game and previewed it for you and gave my prediction, all right? But in this video, I want to go into more detail on how the Bears can upset the Packers, all right? Just like last week, the Bears are underdogs, but this time even more so. They're 10 points to 9.5 point underdogs against the Packers. Okay, so this is going to be a very tough test for the Chicago Bears, and they're on the road as opposed to being at home. And here's the other thing. It looks like it might rain again on Sunday, but this time in Green Bay. Could we have another, monsoon game, if you will? Just putting that out there. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys my 3 keys for how the Bears can pull off this upset, and they absolutely can. The Bears can definitely win this game. So here are the 3 keys that I have. Let's start with number 1, running the football. Now, again, easy enough to say, simple enough to say, but let me expand on this, okay? We are not just talking about running the football with the running backs. We're also talking about running with Justin Fields, getting designed rollouts for Justin Fields, designed runs for Justin Fields. And the thing about the run game, why it's important, is because everything about this Bears offense, this Luke Getsy West Coast outside zone run scheme, everything's based off of the run. The play action, the bootlegs, the fact that you have a quarterback who can run, everything is based off the run. So if the running game doesn't work, neither does this offense. So they have to run the football. David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert have to get established. And look, I'm a Monty guy. I like Monty a lot, but ride the hot hand. If it's Herbert, so be it. I don't care. I just want to get the dub. So we need to run the football, and we need to run the football effectively, because not only does it help you control the clock, but it keeps the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, which is what you want to do, right? And here's the thing. You might be saying, Faiz, why not, go ahead and try to attack the Packers through the air like the Vikings did with Justin Jefferson? Well, we don't have a Justin Jefferson. We have Darnell Mooney, who's nice, who's solid, but he's not Justin Jefferson. You have to play the game plan according to your personnel. You can't just go ahead and think, oh, this team did that, we can duplicate it. Yeah, it's good if you have those type of players, but not if you don't. And the Bears just don't have the same type of skill level talent that the Vikings have. They just don't, okay? So go ahead and try to run the football. That is key number 1 against the Green Bay Packers. Use Justin Fields and his legs as well, and build everything in the offense off of that, the play action, the bootlegs, all of that good stuff. All right, so that is key number 1. All right, key number 2, the Bears need to, and I repeat, need to get off to a fast start. We cannot start this Packers game like we did the 49ers game, which is essentially get nothing in the first half and then, kind of have 19 points unanswered in the second half. Like, Aaron Rodgers is going to put up points. Now, he only put up 7 points last week, but that was an anomaly, an aberration. You can't depend on that again. All right, could it happen? Sure, but you can't depend on it. You need to get off to a faster start. You just do. So as good as it was to see the Bears coaching staff, the Bears offense make adjustments last week in the second half, I don't want it to happen where we don't score in the first half. So you have to do whatever is in your power to be able to get off to fast starts, because once you start falling behind, you can't even implement the game plan you want to, right? For instance, if you've gotten a hole of like 14 points, right, because you haven't scored in the entire quarter or the first half, now you can't even run the football because you got to start passing. All right, if it's 21-0, you get my point here, 21-3. The team knows what you have to do. You're up against the clock. You got to pass the football. You got a lot of points to catch up on. So that's the main thing here. Get off to a fast start so you can keep and play your game plan, and don't let it become too big of a deficit here, because Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. The Packers are pissed off. they're going to put up points, people. They're very angry about that game against the Vikings, all right? So you know that's going to happen. So Luke Getsy, I hope you're trying to remember here, maybe what the playbook is for when you were with the Packers. Maybe give that to Matt Eberflus. But the point here is you got to have Luke Getsy get this offense off to a fast start and score quickly. And finally, key number 3. Now, this is going to be on the defensive side of the football. When we're talking about Matt Eberflus, I mentioned to you last week in my keys for the game that his defense has shown that they could stop a 49ers team. They held them to 18 points, less than 300 yards, had 2 takeaways. Well, they've also beaten Aaron Rodgers, and I'm talking about the Colts when he was with the Colts. And again, it wasn't exactly a slugfest. We're talking about a pretty high-scoring game, 34-31, but they got the dub against Aaron Rodgers. And so Matt Eberflus needs to go back and see what happened in that game, kind of pull out some of the same stops that he can to go ahead and implement versus Aaron Rodgers. But more so, maybe we picked Luke Getsy's brain a little bit. Like I said, maybe Luke Getsy remembers some of this offense from his time in Green Bay. I'm sure he remembers a decent amount. The point here is this defense needs to focus on Aaron Rodgers' security blankets. It's no longer Devontae Adams because he's not there. It's instead the running backs in Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have explosive receivers. You don't got to dedicate a lot of resources to them. You don't have to worry about them too much. Randall Cobb, Romeo Doubs, Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard might be coming back this week. None of these guys scare me. None of them. You know who scares me? Aaron Jones going off for 3 touchdowns, or even A.J. Dillon. So those are the guys that Aaron Rodgers is going to lean on. The Packers might lean on the run game as well, but he's really going to lean on these guys coming out of the backfield. And you just got to make sure that they don't go off here. So to me, let's go ahead and try to, pressure Aaron Rodgers, make him get out of the pocket. He's at the age now where he doesn't like to run like he used to. Like Aaron Rodgers used to be a mobile quarterback, not so much anymore. So I want to make it uncomfortable for Aaron Rodgers and really focus on his security blankets, the 2 running backs, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So there you have it, folks. Those are my 3 keys for the Bears in order to win against the Packers. You're going to have to go ahead and establish the run game and run the football. You're going to have to get off to a fast start, and you are going to have to make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable by taking away his security blankets in the running backs, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So you do those 3 things, and I feel very good about the Bears' chances. Even though it's in Lambeau, it's going to be a big test for the Bears, but let's see if they're up to it. I'm excited. I'm hyped. Let me know and hear your guys' keys down below for the game. As always, thanks.